Miami Dolphins in Spain. Barcelona. Is this just like another home game for them, or?
It could be.
They're basically Spanish.
Well, whoa. Hello, my name is Josiah. Welcome back to the James and Dame Show.
I will.
We're going to start that again. Welcome back to the James and Dame Show. I'm Josiah.
And I will. Third time's the charm.
Yeah, we don't know. And welcome to Week 11 preview. There were no cuts before that.
Yeah.
Definitely weren't.
Yeah, welcome to the preview.
Of Week 11, and we're in the double digits for the NFL. I don't know how I feel about that. But we have a lot of games to cover because there are 15 of them. We only have 2 teams on a bye this week.
Yes, this is true.
This is going to be a little chaotic.
So before we get into the games,
Oh, yes.
going over rankings, because now Josiah is officially tied for first.
It says I'm first.
It's a tie for first. Same
No,
amount
it's
of
not.
points. All right.
No, it's
I mean, really want to get into it. Josiah at 99 and 49, tied for first with Amber at 99 and 47. I'm down at third at 92 and 56.
You're still 7 games behind.
Best record on the week goes to you, me, and Bushwookie at 9 and 5.
That's crazy.
So
It was a really rough week.
it
if we
was
really want to
a
talk
rough
about
week.
that.
But getting into these games before we get into it, you mentioned only 2 teams on bye. Those 2 teams, the Indianapolis Colts, New Orleans Saints. Let's get into it. Thursday night, we have 2 sets of the NFL rivalries games this week. Only one that isn't, I believe, prime time. Will be later, but this one is one of them. The Jets visiting the Patriots. Uniforms look pretty solid. The game itself, I don't know, but Jets coming off of a 2-game win streak.
No.
I mean, your 2-game win streak was the Bengals and the Browns.
This ain't the AFC North.
We'll have to see how much the defense does for the Jets here, because they've been performing pretty well, but
Their offense is still stagnant. They've not been doing
their
very
offense hasn't
much.
been great, and the Patriots
They're on a
have
tear
been-
right now, so it's kind of hard to stop them at the moment. So
I mean, I won't say that the Jets couldn't win, because it seems like everything is trying to point in that direction when it's a division game on a short week, and the Jets have been playing better. I can see this being a game where maybe the Patriots could get upset, but I am going to stick with the Patriots.
I am also sticking with the Patriots. There shouldn't be really much of an explanation here. If the Patriots lose this one, then kind of confirms my suspicion about them. Just they're playing well now, but I don't know how much I trust them in the future.
I mean, if you want to make the talk of like strength of schedule, that would support that.
Yeah,
But I'll have to see. But I
it's
like
a division game. Anything can happen.
Patriots. Well, I'll also say teams that have played in the rivalries uniform, I don't think have won any games. I'm pretty sure the Dolphins, Bills,
Oh yeah,
and Cardinals have all lost in the rivalries uniforms.
we have yet to see a win.
I'm gonna go with it being the first, because I feel like it'd be stupid to go against the Patriots, but not a great statistic to go your.
Must have narratives continue.
I don't know. If Jets win this game, I know where to. I know
what I'll pick next week.
Moving on, though, we have the Commanders playing the Dolphins in Spain. Ugly game.
I feel so bad for the Spanish.
Last week we had the Falcons, another 3-win team in Germany. The Falcons are like a competitive 3-win team that don't look ugly all the time. They just can't win. These are ugly 3-win teams. Dolphins maybe looking the hottest of the two.
They have more life.
They looked better last week, and you upset the Bills.
That too.
Meanwhile,
momentum has a thing.
There's the Commanders. They're making a change as Dan Quinn's going to be the defensive play caller going forward, at least for this game.
Don't know how much that changes, though.
It just seems like the veterans have not been stepping up for the Commanders. You're missing Jaden Daniels. Yeah, like we don't even know who all will be there. It's a really old team.
It is a very old team, and that's not to poke at them. It's just they're getting to that point where they need to do an overhaul and look to go younger.
Yeah. So looking at just dissecting it, I feel like the Dolphins have a better chance in this one, where the Dolphins have kind of found what has worked, which has kind of just been Devon Achane. He's been
one of their only offensive pieces right now.
Yeah, Tua's been very hit or miss, where sometimes he looks really bad, sometimes he looks
really good. It just depends on the week.
Yeah, and obviously Jalen Waddle helps, but Devon Achane is really, like, I think the deciding factor in this game, and the way he's been playing, I like him as a whole over the Commanders' defense. So I'm going to go with the Dolphins in a very Spanish game.
Yeah. I am also going with the Dolphins, so I don't trust the Commanders right now. And they're just old. So, in NFL terms, they're not that old yet.
Yeah.
Going to the first noon game, we have the Panthers visiting the Falcons. So, this kind of hashes back to our predictions going into the season.
Mm-hmm.
So far, the Panthers have lived up to my expectations. I said that they could be about 500 and barely miss the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
They are probably one of the only teams that could compete for a very low wild card spot, especially if the Packers are faltering a little bit. Not saying that the Panthers are good. I'm just saying if the stars align, they might barely miss it, which is pretty plausible. They're 5-5. They're not that great, but
they're in the
Rico Dowdle.
Rico Dowdle's been
phenomenal. So he's been their entire offense.
Pretty much.
And that is why I'm going with the Panthers this week. I'm sorry. If you cannot stop Jonathan Taylor, I don't expect you to stop Rico Dowdle. Because, come on. They have a great pass defense, the Falcons do.
Yeah.
What have they proved to me that they can stop the run game?
They haven't done a good job of that, but my counter argument is Rico Dowdle, as great as he's been, is not playing on the level Jonathan Taylor has been playing in.
Which is another fair statement. But you're talking, those two are probably a few of the top running backs this year.
Yeah, I mean, again,
Rico Dowdle is probably, 3 or 4?
I'd probably have him around 3 or 4, yeah.
He's up there.
He's definitely up there.
Jonathan Taylor, Rico Dowdle, and a couple other running backs, few running backs than everyone else. That's usually how it goes. Rico Dowdle is still a really good running back.
He is.
And I think he will cause problems for this Falcons defense. This is how the Panthers are going to be winning a lot this year. It's just on the back of Rico Dowdle. And I think the Panthers are going to sneak a win out of Atlanta. And this is one of those things where it's just, I think this game kind of decides whether that coaching staff needs an overhaul, specifically the head coach. Because, like you said many times before, Morris is not, he's not that great. Like, he can be good, but he can also be bad. So it's just, can the Falcons utilize their pieces? Can they use Bijan Robinson correctly? I don't think they do. It's been kind of off and on. And if they do happen to use Bijan really well, are you still going to outpace the Panthers at their run game? I don't think they do.
That's fair. Where I look at this game, it is kind of a toss-up because you have division opponents. Last time they played, the Panthers smacked the Falcons.
This is true. Blew them out.
But we've also seen the Falcons go toe-to-toe with some of like the best teams in the league recently. And their main issue has been finishing games. But where I see a difference here, Drake London has been phenomenal.
Yes.
In the weeks past. The Panthers are very hit or miss, but a lot of it relies on their defense.
Yeah.
Where they falter at times, but their offense is not really anything without Rico Dowdle. Bryce Young has been whelming at most. Ted McMillan is good, but how much can he do when Bryce Young's performing at the level he has been? Yes, I think the Panthers will be able to put up some points. I hope that this is actually a pretty good game, but the way the Falcons have been playing,
I mean, that's a fair statement.
I think back to, like, Falcons-Bills, and I'm like, Bills are a good team, though.
And they
they beat them pretty handily.
And then they lose to the Panthers.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's an inconsistent Falcons team that isn't winning when the wins are not supported, or the play is not supported with wins.
No.
It's lacking the wins, but it has the play. So I think with the pass rush of the Falcons, getting after them, and if they can manage to do what the Saints did to mitigate Rico Dowdle, Panthers are going to have their hands tied against a team that's learning to use Drake London. If they can get Bijan going, Kyle Pitts has been better. I think Falcons are a very underperforming level of 3-6, not a bad 3-6, but very competitive. I think this is a game they can sneak away with. So I'm gonna go with the Falcons at home. Panthers don't. Bryce Young especially doesn't tend to do great on the road, and it doesn't have all the as long as the Falcons don't beat themselves, I think the Panthers are in for a tough ride.
Yeah. Small counter argument to that. He did beat the Packers in Lambeau.
Yes.
It was a very sloppy game for him.
Did Bryce Young beat him, or
was it the Panthers?
It was like a lot of Rico
That's what I'm
Dowdle.
saying. Like there's a bunch of caveat to it, and I'm just not in. It's hard to pick and choose.
Yeah, but I'm just saying I like the Falcons in this one. Not by much.
No, it's going to be a very tight game.
But I'm going to go with the Falcons.
Speaking of possible tight games, Buccaneers and Bills. This is at Buffalo.
So
this will be a question of, will the real Bills stand up, and will the Buccaneers actually play to their talent?
Yeah, I mean, that's if it was Baker from earlier this year. If this was week 3, these two playing, this would have been a great game because Bills looked unstoppable,
and the Buccaneers also looked unstoppable.
Baker had back-to-back, however many back-to-back weeks of last-minute drives to win the game. It was just a really fun game for both teams. Watching both teams. To see them against each other at that point would have been a lot of fun. But now we're getting them at this tail end where it's what are the Bills? What are the Buccaneers?
What are the Bills doing?
Buccaneers. I've been slightly disappointed, whereas, like, again, earlier in the year, number one team potentially, and they've kind of fallen off from that. Bills, we see it every few weeks. It's just which team shows up.
So, I actually believe this is where the crossroads meet for these two teams. Whoever wins this game, their season will turn around. The other team will probably falter, probably end up being a worse record than they would like, especially starting out the season strong. They'll still make the playoffs, but a very underwhelming performance into the playoffs. Both of these teams are primed to probably fall off a little bit in terms of position in the playoffs rankings overall. Because right now, yes, the Buccaneers are winning their division. They probably will win the division. They're still going to be the 4th seed, playing probably a really good 5th seed at home. Then you have the Bills. If they still can't catch up to the Patriots and they still drop dumb games like they did this last week against Miami, I don't see them getting back into that division conversation, and they might end up playing on the road this entire playoff picture. It's just one of these teams has to turn their season around. They got to do it.
I mean, yeah, that's what we're seeing is like. Unfortunately, I view things a little differently. Where I think the Bills are going to kind of continue to falter every couple of weeks, and we're just not going to see a complete team, and it's just going to come down to. I think they'll still make the playoffs, but
they will. They will.
I don't think they'll make it like as a top seed, or
they're
going to be one of those teams that's like one of the teams that we've seen of the Chiefs in years past, where it wasn't a strong performance during the regular season, but can they show up in the playoffs?
So maybe they take a play out of the Chiefs handbook. Maybe they just don't do as well as they want to in the regular season, and they just perform really well in the postseason. We don't know because we can't tell the future. But I will stick with the Bills in this one because it's at home. You should bounce back from a Miami loss. You probably should be a little pissed off that you did lose to them. And this is starting to get into colder weather up there.
Oh, yeah.
Buccaneers don't tend to do well in the cold unless you're Tom Brady back in, 2020 when they beat them in Lambeau. Sure, they didn't have a crowd there, but that still counts. Yeah, I see a Bills win here.
Yeah, you speak on the elements, which goes in favor of the Bills. You look at the Buccaneers. I mean, as much as I hate it, it kind of seems like typical Todd Bowles.
This is the point of the season where they're going to start faltering. I think it might be the Buccaneers that end up being more mediocre than we think.
Yeah, which is a bummer. And again, this could be a good game, and I hope it is. But the other thing is, like, looking at this, did the Bills just fall victim to a trap game?
I think they might,
where they just didn't respect the Dolphins enough. I mean, you beat them how many times in a row?
You just came off a win of beating the Chiefs,
and the Dolphins were on 6 straight losses.
Like you're not expecting them to do much.
Yeah,
but then they did that. Then they did beat them.
Yeah, they beat them pretty handedly.
I think it was just a wake up call and realize.
I think
the Bills probably realized, oh shoot, we actually have to take it seriously from now on, and we can't just lose random games because we don't care about these certain opponents.
I'd say the Bills are going to look more than even that. The Bills are looking at this game going, this is a game we have to prep for because this is a 6-3 team. This is not a 2-7 team. Like, we have to really prepare for this game. Whereas last week maybe it was like
we'll beat them again.
Yeah, this game, like, tough competition, might look a little bit more like the Bills against the Chiefs than we saw Bills against the Dolphins. Who's to say, because we don't really know what the Bills are right now, but momentum-wise, no team really has momentum, but I like the Bills kind of just in with what I've seen. Yes. But it's really going to depend on which Bills team shows up.
Moving on, we have the Texans and Titans here. Texans.
I don't want this game. I don't want it.
I don't think anybody does, but someone has to play it. Fortunately, it's these two teams.
CJ Stroud, he's still questionable with a concussion. I believe he will make a return, but that is not set in stone.
It will probably be the Texans winning by barely doing enough to win. Titans are bad. They're really bad.
Titans are not good. Texans coming off of a 2-game win streak where your offense also looked pretty good past few weeks. You're feeling a lot more rejuvenated. This is the last week I'll do this, but I am going to put doubt in the Texans and go with the Titans for a home upset. It's a division game.
It's fair.
Titans, they've looked a little better on offense. They've been a little bit better since Callahan was there. Still not pretty, but what I've seen from the Texans, if they can put up points again this week, if they're able to put up points again, I think this is going to swing the Texans' way pretty heavily. But Titans have a good defense, divisional game, and I don't quite believe in the Texans' offense yet. So I'm gonna ride with the Titans right now, but it's not a great feeling in my gut, but
no,
what I'm gonna go with.
Okay. This next game we have the Bears and Vikings. So the thing is that I agree with the person who said somewhere online. I don't remember who it was or where I saw it, but the Vikings, they're only like they're a really good team. Like they on defense, they're really good.
Yeah.
Obviously, their offense struggles, especially with J.J. McCarthy still trying to get the ropes and everything. It's a struggle over there.
You mean 9?
I'm not calling him that. It's one of those things where it's going to be back and forth. You're going to lose some games, you're going to win some games. The Vikings are not going to do a lot this year, but they will play spoiler. They will play spoiler because they're good enough to do so.
Interesting.
I think Vikings at home, they will send the Bears home with a loss because I'm not going to lie. Vikings are kind of pissed off about some of their losses, especially against the Eagles. They didn't like that one. They did not like that one. And it's at home. Vikings tend to do pretty decent at home. I mean, they're not like the Giants or Jets or anybody, but Vikings, like I said, will play spoiler. That's kind of their whole shtick this year, especially after losing a bunch in a row. I don't think they won't make the playoffs, but they will be like the Lions back in 2022, where they will, or 22 or 23, where they'll play spoiler and prevent a couple teams from getting very far in the playoffs or even going to the playoffs.
Yeah.
So they can do it. I think this will be one of them.
Yeah, I think they can. Last time these two teams played, they played week 1, and Vikings etched out a win on the back of J.J. McCarthy in a fourth quarter performance where the Bears were still looking to find their step.
Yes.
Vikings defense lately has looked really good. I'll give them that, but that Vikings barely etched that out, and again, that was a strong fourth quarter performance. Bears have been a lot better at closing out games.
This is true, and I will give the Bears their credit.
And again, Bears, they're like another one of those teams where it's like a very soft 6-3, where you haven't beaten the best teams, you haven't looked the greatest, but you're winning games. Vikings, super inconsistent. Again, a lot of it goes on the offense. I mean, again, J.J. McCarthy out for a while, so relying on Carson Wentz, and then J.J.'s been very hit or miss. yes, the Vikings are at home, but I've also seen a lot of these division rivalries where the away team actually pulls out a win. I mean, we've seen that with now 49ers Rams each way. So, yeah.
It's not a guarantee anymore.
It's not a home field advantage, especially in divisional games, is less of an advantage than it would seem. But yeah, looking at this game, I kind of just like the hand of the Bears right now. Bears, they're not playing the best football.
No.
But they're playing enough to win. They're getting creative. Vikings were able to beat the Lions, so maybe
saying they can play spoiler.
they can play spoiler. I don't really see this being a spoiler moment, and so I'm gonna stick with the Bears. But this is Bears as underdogs.
Yeah.
Because they are underdogs despite having a better record.
And I think this is why I think we both agreed to this preseason wise. The Bears were probably going to barely make the playoffs on a pretty soft schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, this is what we see. And I think this, unfortunately, will be a really tough game to play away. So we'll see. We'll see. And I honestly honor your pick, honestly, because if it wasn't just for how the Vikings play and the fact that they're at home, I would have picked the Bears anyway. But I don't know. Something about the Vikings this time are a little bit different. However, this one will probably not be so easy to decipher. For our one of our last noon games, we have the Packers and Giants. I hate this because the Packers have been really infuriating. And then you have the Giants over here who have a quarterback who is constantly getting himself pulled out of the games due to injury.
And he's the entire offense.
He's literally the entire offense. I think the Packers, you should win this game.
Oh, absolutely.
You should win this game.
It's not a question of should or shouldn't, though.
It's a question of if you don't, what happens next? That's the bigger question. Because you lose to the Giants, especially if they don't have Jackson Dart in, there will be some major, major questions going into the later half of the season.
So I think the main thing looking at this, Packers, we kind of know what we're going to, like.
We're expecting.
We're expecting Packers.
We're expecting that. And they can overperform and they can very well underperform.
They've not done well against, like, these bad teams. They've not really been great against.
No.
But the biggest question mark is the Giants, because one, is Jackson Dart going to be back? He's questionable. After suffering a concussion that
I think regardless, I don't think he's going to do enough to win against the Packers.
Well, the other question is, I mean, they've done a pretty good job of getting leads.
Maintain it.
They haven't been able to, but they got rid of Brian Dable. Does that help solve the problem? And also, we've seen we haven't seen it much the past couple of years, but we know that sometimes these interim coaches we've seen interim coaches come in first week and win games and then just not show up the rest of the year.
Yeah.
Packers is a really good game for that. If you're an
interim,
Kafka.
Yeah. If you're an interim, you're licking your chops right now.
Kafka right now, the interim head coach for the Giants, you're like, hey, we're going to be underdogs in this one. But we know this is a game, from what we've seen from the Packers, we know this is a game where we have a chance.
Yes.
Question is, can you stop Josh Jacobs? Because that seems like what this offense is going to be for the Packers.
I highly doubt it.
I don't believe in either of these teams.
I don't either, but I barely believe the Packers more.
Past few weeks, I really don't have faith in the Packers.
Why? That's why I'm just saying I just barely. I'm picking Packers because it's probably the safer option.
I'm gonna go the Giants. I don't like it, but
Okay.
I
don't blame you, but also, this is gonna probably backfire.
It's probably gonna backfire on me.
It might backfire on
So
you
it's
more.
this one.
Oh,
Bengals visiting the Steelers.
you're not gonna have. It's not gonna happen twice. No offense to Joe Flacco. It's not happening twice.
Joe Flacco's been playing really well. Defense hasn't. Steelers look really bad after last week, but also
You're home.
Yeah, the Steelers tend to do a lot better against the Bengals at home. It's
Don't
on
overthink it.
one hand, I don't think the Bengals beat the Steelers twice. On the other hand, the Steelers looked really bad last week. But like, what defense do the Bengals have?
None.
It's just I don't think either of these teams should win this. Can I pick a tie?
No.
I know, and I hate it. I am gonna go with the Steelers because I think the Steelers, at the very least, will continue to flip flop and secure a win over the Bengals. If they don't, this is gonna set them up for the week of potentially losing first place.
Yep. I am also picking the Steelers here.
That's just, they looked so bad against the Chargers.
I understand, but that's the Chargers unit. This is the Bengals without a defense.
I don't know.
Don't overthink it.
I don't know.
Oh, speaking of the Chargers.
Chargers. Moving on, Chargers visiting the Jags. Jags don't look good right now.
Chargers better be putting BTA on the Jaguars right now because this is a very dysfunctional, no offense, defense is struggling Jacksonville. This is not the same Jacksonville we saw earlier in the year where they beat the Chiefs.
Jacksonville's been able to put up points, even though their offense hasn't looked great. They're able to put up points, but you're also going against a Chargers team that has a weak O-line, but the Chargers, despite that, continue to win. So I personally like the Chargers more, and I'm going to go with the Chargers, but this Jacksonville team is so gosh darn confusing. I think, I don't know, Amarian Hampton's still going to be out, so you still have to rely on Vidal. But I don't feel
I picked the Chargers.
As far as like roster wise goes, I don't feel great about it, but just the way they've been playing, I do like the Chargers more in this game. Jaguars, yes, can absolutely pull off an upset because we know what they can be, but currently look very fraudulent.
Yes.
Moving on, the other rivalries game, the Seahawks visiting the Rams.
Oh.
I don't think anyone expected these two teams to be powerhouses.
No.
I
mean, we expected Seahawks to be middle of the pack, Rams competitive but not that great.
I think I liked Rams most, but they would be up there with the 49ers, I think was the consensus.
Yeah. I still think the Rams are a bit better though.
I will say we've seen Seahawks go against some soft opponents. Rams are
been playing decent against good teams.
Yeah.
So.
I'm going to have to go with the Rams just because Seattle, I think Seattle's a good team. I think they're an up-and-coming team. I don't think they're proven, and I think not being proven also leads to
a wake-up call.
It leads to a wake-up call. It's just not being as prepared as you should be. And not being ready enough.
It gets them ready for the playoffs, I would say.
It'll be a good test for them. But I like Rams again, especially at home. I'm gonna go with the Rams here.
Same here, Rams.
Looking at the next afternoon game, we have the Cardinals hosting the 49ers.
The 49ers should win this one.
So there's a trend with the 49ers. 49ers have alternated, I think, for the last 6 games. Win-loss, win-loss, win-loss. I'm going to follow that and say win for the 49ers because...
Is that literally your only reason?
I'm going to be honest. Cardinals and 49ers both got smacked by the previous two teams we mentioned in similar fashions. Like, 49ers, yeah, I just don't have a lot of faith in them. Cardinals they're not great. They're not even really, I don't even know if I'd say good, but I think a potential trap team. And
It can be a trap team, but I think the 49ers are better. They're good enough where they won't fall into it. And Christian McCaffrey literally carries that team on his back all the time. And then Kittle will probably do a lot. The Cardinals' only good player that has been performing on a consistent level has been McBride.
Marvin Harrison's been playing better.
He's been
I'll
playing
give him
better,
that.
but he's not been consistent all year.
No, he's
McBride has
been
been the only consistent player on that team.
yeah. McBride's been one of the best tight ends for even the past 2 years. While Marvin Harrison, he's a year and a half in the league now, but he's starting to kind of find his footing. But I'm going to still stick with San Fran just because I don't expect Cardinals to really show up in this game. And looking at another afternoon window, Ravens playing the Browns. Browns offense has not been anything.
The Ravens are hungry. They want to win the division now.
Yeah, I mean, if the Steelers falter, Ravens have a chance to, I think, take the division because they would be undefeated in division play. So that would give them the lead in the division. But more importantly, you look at this and it's a team that has felt the need to have these wins, and they've felt like a lot better of a team. Are they the super team we kind of thought they might be? Not. I don't have them there, but I think they're a pretty good team, and the Browns just lost to the Jets.
Yeah.
It's the Browns just I don't think have the firepower to attack this defense, who isn't a great defense, but is a much better defense.
It is a much better defense.
It's not a great defense, but the Browns don't have the weapons to really attack that.
No.
So
Jenkins, and that's about it.
Ravens just need to put up some points, and they've started to figure out how to utilize their tight ends again. Mark Andrews has looked better this year. They've done a pretty good job. I have a hard time seeing the Browns keeping up in a game where the Ravens have been playing pretty good. It's the most I'll go with it, but
yeah,
I just don't. Browns are Myles Garrett right now, and that's about it.
Yeah, that's literally the reason why Ravens are going to win. The last
afternoon game.
So we have the Chiefs visiting the Broncos. Now, if I know the NFL just even a little bit, Broncos have not been performing very well. Chiefs are very scrappy. They've been all year. Chiefs are going to do some stupid things for the rest of the year, and they're still going to get in the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
This is going to be one of those wins where a lot of people are like, oh, the Broncos have it in the bag. There's no competition there. Are you sure about that?
I mean, Chiefs are favored in this game.
They are favored. Away, too. And
away in Mile High.
In Mile High. And I think the Chiefs will squeak out a win. It won't be pretty. It will not be pretty. The Broncos have not been playing very well the last couple weeks. Chiefs, your last game was the Bills at Buffalo. Now you're playing Denver at Denver. It's not going to be a great ride, but you're bound to win one of these games. So I think this one might be because it's just division.
Yeah. I still look at the same statistics for these teams. And Broncos, very good in one-score games, very good later in the game usually, and they have a really, really good defense.
Yeah.
Chiefs, also pretty good defense, high-flying offense.
Yes.
Haven't been able to win in one-score games.
Mm-mm.
So I will say I'm going with the Broncos. I think this game we're going to see Mahomes struggle a little bit against a really, really good front seven and defense for the Broncos. I do want to check because I believe Pat Surtain should be back, but I'm not entirely sure.
It's either
about
this
that.
week or next week.
I think it would be. He's listed as questionable. I think especially if he makes a return, I think Patrick Mahomes is going to have a rough game. They're not going to be. It's going to be kind of similar offensively how they looked against the Bills.
Yeah.
Where, flip side, obviously the performance we just saw from Bo Nix, you don't expect him to be able to compete. I think Bo Nix might have one of his best performances of the year. It might. It's like
It's a very high ceiling.
it's a bold. It's a bold prediction for sure. I'm not saying like easy, but like I think this is going to end up being one of his best performances of the year. I feel like at home, under some scrutiny, like you're going against a really hot opponent. You have to show up. This isn't a game where you can put up 10 points and rely on your defense all day. You have to do some stuff, give your defense some grace. I think this is going to be a game where he shows up. Troy Franklin's going to come up big for him. Pat Bryant's been stepping up pretty big past few weeks, so I think we might see a big game out of him too. I think the Broncos are not going to look like the same Broncos. I still think potentially a one-score game, but I think this is going to go in the way of the Broncos, where they've come up pretty big in these games that have come down to the wire.
It's fair. I'm only picking Chiefs because I've picked against them before. I'm not making that mistake again. But I will also be very, very happy if I'm proven wrong. So,
on to Sunday Night Football.
if this game is as bad as every other game that we've watched so far this season, besides week 1, I am going to lose it because
This
there is
should be
no
a good
way
game.
this is not a good game because you have the Lions who are looking to be back to form, and then you have the Eagles who have, yes, struggled, but they're still a decent team. You should still get a decent performance from both sides of the ball. It's just annoying that Sunday night haven't been good this year. So I think you have a Philadelphia Eagles team that has struggled, especially on offense, with a red-hot Lions defense and offense that have continued to show why they're probably one of the better teams in the NFC. Eagles are kind of due to drop another game, especially with the harder part of the schedule starting to rear its ugly head. Another strong opponent is rearing its ugly head, I should say specifically. I think the Lions, unfortunately, will get the better of them. I do think that the Eagles won't win. It will be a good game. It better be. It'll be a close one, too.
Yeah.
Because you won't win in Philadelphia by more than 2 scores. You won't do that.
See, I really want to believe that, but I also, especially from what we've seen on Sunday night and just the way these teams are, I feel like one team's going to blow out the other. I feel like someone's going to have an ugly performance where...
And that's where I believe the Eagles will have an ugly performance.
Yeah, Eagles haven't had like great performance, especially on offense, haven't had great performances.
And that's where I don't trust them.
Lions, I mean, at least two of their losses were really poor performances.
No kidding.
So I think it could go either way. I am going to go with the Lions on this one. It's really going to be a question of that Lions offense versus that
Will they
Eagles
show
defense.
up for once?
The Lions offense, they looked really good last week. They've looked good for a few weeks,
Yeah,
or at least serviceable for a few weeks.
I meant the Eagles if they will.
Oh, the Eagles offense is the question. 'Cause
Yeah,
the Eagles defense
that's what
has
I
been.
meant. That's what I meant.
Eagles defense has been very good.
It's if their offense, the Eagles' offense, will actually show up this game, because it's been very infuriating. Because I know they have the talent. This is literally 2023 all over again. Not a collapse, but they don't utilize their talent.
It's just, yeah. I'm gonna go Lions, but
Me too.
on to Monday night, which is just.
I'm not. Yes, I almost fell back in my chair. I might not watch this game. I might not watch this game. I'm not gonna lie.
I will be watching this game because I know I'm going to be out and about. It's gonna be. Cowboys offense has not been performing on the level it had been. Defense still hasn't been great. Raiders offense
What is offense?
not been good, but their defense has been pretty good. The Raiders offense is inconsistent between Geno Smith in turnovers and Brock Bowers, if he can. I mean, we've seen him do really, really good, and then we've seen him do basically nothing.
Yeah, it's just.
The Cowboys' defense isn't good.
Neither's the Raiders' offense. So I think it's just going to be a battle of Cowboys' offense and Raiders' defense.
But the Cowboys' offense hasn't been great recently either. They've
been playing. Well, besides Arizona, we don't. Count
They played Arizona, which wasn't pretty. Before that, obviously, you played the Broncos. But then you look back at the Commanders. They played well against the Commanders, but
it's the Commanders this.
That's like a month ago since we've seen that offense.
Yeah.
Where
I'm not sure what we'll see on Monday night.
I think Max Crosby will give Dak Prescott a very hard time.
Oh, easily.
I really don't know what to come away with this game. I'm going to go with the Cowboys.
I am too.
But
it's not a very comfortable pick, but it's more reliable and seems to be the right answer.
I think if Geno's playing for the Raiders, Geno's not been able to get it done.
Yes.
A lot of things haven't been going well for the Raiders, and
no,
neither the Cowboys.
And that's why I just don't trust the Raiders at all. So I think the Cowboys are going to sneak a win out of here.
These are the games where that first round pick is going to come in handy. Quinnen Williams is going to make big differences in this game. This is going to be the one that matters.
As Jerry Jones once said, I want me some glory hole.
So that is going to wrap up the Week 11 preview. Again, a long one because
15 games.
All but one game really.
Yeah.
As far as capacity. Yeah. There's a lot of games where it's just like it feels really difficult to tell who is really a good favorite for this game.
This has been the epitome of the 2025 football
guess
season.
It makes my job harder, which is what you want, I guess.
See, the last couple of years, we've been like, all right, we know these teams. They should win. They'll drop a couple games here and there, but they won't lose, right? And then we get to this year.
They're losing.
They're all losing.
Everyone loses.
There's like maybe a couple reliable teams, and that's about it. And even then, they're not that confident at being number 1, 2, and 3.
The reliable teams are their Colts.
And the Rams.
That one gives me some solace, actually.
Yeah, at least the Rams are consistent.
Colts,
and we'll get to that.
But yeah,
come to postseason, we'll see that.
But thank you for watching.
Yes.
This has been Preview, where we make our pick'ems. You are welcome to join. There's a link in the description. And compete with us week to week. But as this has rambled on for long enough, thank you so much for joining us. We look forward to seeing you either in the live stream, the next video, whatever it may be. Appreciate you being here regardless. And we look forward to seeing you then.
We will see you then.